Well, it's as good a spot as any, isn't it?
I think so.
There's Utah Beach down there. We're on the ridge above it.
Yes.
We're in Dick Winter's country.
Well, and we have
country.
Well, what do you have here? Like we've a square field with high hedgerow, Jim.
Yeah, look at that. On a mound.
On a mound.
I do believe that's known as
Bocage. It's Bocage, isn't it? It's the Bocage.
Bocage.
Your Bocage. Oh no, I'm stuck in a Bocage again.
Not again.
Right.
Okay, this time.
Right. Then I'm flipping up and over. Then I'm getting that core on there. This is like Krypton factor.
Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it?
James, whose interests include dog walking and firing his air pistol.
I think
I know what I've done. I've been an absolute boob. Put it the wrong way round. Yeah, that's quite annoying.
Okay.
Captain Enfield.
Lovely. Right.
Not quite as windy as yesterday, is it?
No, so maybe we'll get to make this tea drama-free. Have you lit it yet?
No. Of course not. See, this is what, I mean, this is no good. I definitely had it lit.
You definitely had it lit, Jim. And that made all the difference. You see?
How about that? It's job done, that is.
French arson investigators are figuring out how the whole of Normandy caught fire this summer. I believe the fire was started deliberately by two idiots filming themselves making a cup of tea.
The one thing I can do is open the carnation milk. My fieldcraft is particularly strong. Look at that.
Are you failing to open the cup? Oh my God.
No. Okay.
Let he who has failed to open a tin can cast the first stone.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. And we're in.
We're in.
Very good.
There we go.
Right.
Whew. Well, it's been a little bit of an adventure since.
Long drive, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's quite a long way.
It's interesting. You get when you come around.
It's a longer drive when you have a dodgy carburettor.
Yes, but
and have to stop and fix it.
To come round the corner here to around the hinge, to come around the corner up to Utah Beach.
Yeah.
It is a long way, and it really underlines how enormous this invasion area is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Gigantic. Yeah. And it is 6 invasions really. If you count Omaha as sort of 2 happening.
Yes.
Happening cheek by jowl.
Well, and sort of you could even say 8 if you include kind of 2 lots of
airborne. Yeah.
Airborne.
Yeah. 3 lots of airborne. Yeah.
9.
Yeah. All right. Let's start that again. It's 9 invasions when you stop and think about it, isn't it, Jim?
It's not 5.
It's not 5 at all.
We've all been wrong.
And what you also see here, and you know, we've got a tiny glimpse of it, is these little fields.
Yeah.
And they're hard pressed for decent sized landing zones here, unlike up the other end at DZN, you know, the British drop zone for the main one.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of room here for that sort of stuff, is there?
No. Although the second one the airfield emergency limited landing strip. Here, they put just down there, don't they, behind Utah.
So over here at Utah Beach, just off, because actually the entire thing they're trying to do is get to here, isn't it?
Yeah, get onto this ridgeline.
Get onto this ridgeline.
Yeah.
So
and the whole point of the 101st is in this area so that they can make that a little bit easier for 4th Infantry Division.
Yeah.
Plus sundry armour.
Yeah. And secure this ridgeline so that then they can start to
drive up towards Cherbourg.
Yeah.
And also link down, of course, to.
Yeah.
I still think they didn't send enough to Carentan. I think they were too worried about Utah Beach because, you know, they had quite a lot of reconnaissance on it, and Utah Beach is much less developed than the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they put all three. They only put one parachute infantry regiment down towards Carentan. I think they needed 2 really.
Which then they decide is more important, isn't it? Once things have been sorted here.
Yeah. Well, Carentan is because it really is the hinge.
Yeah.
You know, that's the bit that divides the Carentan Peninsula with the rest of the north coast.
Yep.
Wasn't enough for anyone else.
So when?
Yeah. When?
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm going to leave mine to stew for a minute or two.
Yeah, no, good idea. Oh, this is very pleasant.
It is.
You've caught the sun.
Très agréable. Yes, I have. I tan easy. So, you know, when we do a trip to Sicily or something like that, I'm going to go brown within the afternoon. This is the thing is it is lovely up here, but again it's that thing of this lane is not unlike what a lot of the roads would have been in. This track.
Yes, they'd have been better than that. You know, I'll tell you exactly what they're like. You know, you sort of go to a country house and they've got a sort of light gravel kind of, not gravel, but it's a kind of sort of light white dirt road.
Yeah, like that.
It's like that. Yeah, for the most part they'd be pretty good. But I've got this film of the Sherwood Rangers going through a village, and they're doing a sort of a corner. So there they go, turn around the corner, and the first one comes around, you can just see the little sort of wheel marks. By the time the kind of 30-second Sherman's gone through, the whole road is just
gouged out.
Just gone.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
But you can see this lane here.
But tarmac comes in you know, it's sort of like late 20s, isn't it?
Yeah. You see this lane here with these hedgerows.
Yeah.
You know,
you'd go down that in anything, wouldn't you? In summer.
Yeah.
Tank.
Yeah, but you'd go around that corner and someone would shoot you up, right?
Probably.
Is the thing. Again, it's this thing of it all being eminently defendable.
That's why you need armour. You don't need armour to take on other tanks. You need armour to protect your infantry.
Yeah. To brass up a hedgerow so that you can
brass up a building.
Yeah.
Knock out a church steeple.
It's interesting though, like, because it is so gorgeous and peaceful up here talking about this.
It's just extraordinary, isn't it? You can't imagine it.
Yeah.
The idea of having a war here in France, it seems incredible, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just the other side of the channel. It really does seem absolutely extraordinary. And yet you're here and absolutely, you know, rather than sort of listening to the merry song of the chiff-chaff and the skylarks, you're thinking, God, this is, you know, imagine being a Sherman going down this track.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because for instance, Band of Brothers, and I think we're inevitably going to end up talking about Band of Brothers around here. As you said, this is Band of Brothers country. This is Band of Brothers country. It's because they shot it in that degraded colour to give it that sort of old authenticity. You don't actually get how green it is here.
Yeah.
The colours are all dulled and they're
yes, that is very true, isn't
whereas
it?
Whereas these are vivid greens. It's very bright and vivid here, and strong colours, and you know, when the sky's blue here, it's a bright blue sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was so vividly bright this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Don't want a slurp of tea.
Right. Okay. So. 101st Airborne. We're in,
yes.
You know, not just Easy Company, but the whole division are dropped around here to ensure that the egress from Utah Beach is secure. Isn't that's basically it? Because there are causeways across the flooded stretch between this ridge up here and the beach down over there. That basically you need to secure those causeways so that you can get your guys and your armour off the beaches.
Exactly that.
And there are drop zones. There are designated drop zones.
Yep. A, C and D.
Yeah. And
you know, I mean, there's the pattern there. Okay, yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, there's going to be. I mean, there's
That from there to
none
there.
actually in A though.
Not one.
Not one actually on the
But
drop
C is pretty
So
good.
they've done well with C.
It's a 501st. And
Yeah.
the 1st and 2nd battalions are 506th. So that includes Easy Company.
So they land around here, and then it's a process of people gathering up, getting together with other. I mean, you'd have a lot of sort of mix and match scratch units, don't you? People.
Yeah, and I think the real problem that the Americans have, which I think is much less the case for the 6th Airborne in the eastern bit where we were, that drop zone N that we looked at from the Breville Ridge is
big.
It's big and it's flat and it's open and there's lots and lots of really obvious features.
And it's continuous and contiguous. Whereas
this is just patchwork of fields and you
yeah.
haven't got a clue where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, your ability to get completely disorientated up here and around here and all those villages, I mean, you know, every single one has got a church that looks like the other church. Yeah. And every single one has got a little cafe and tobacco in the middle of it, which looks like all the others. Every single one's got a little town square.
Have the Germans taken the roadsides down in the UK?
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, you
don't know where anything is.
You don't know where anything is.
You've got no reference points because you can't just say, "Oh, look for the church or the steeple."
Yeah.
You know, whereas
Well,
at Breville Ridge, you can go look for the ridge. It's the one ridge and there's a water tower on top.
But where we are here, we can't. You
can't see anything.
You see over the hedges anyway.
No.
So you're. I mean, it.
So say you landed over there. Okay, it's dark, and
What,
you go
in that dung heap.
no, the other side of that. Okay,
Okay.
you're in that field beyond. Okay, and you think,
I mean, there's a chance you'd land in the dung heap.
and you think, well, yeah, there is a chance you would if it was there.
Buddy, is that you?
Yeah. Hey, I've landed in a dung heap.
In a goddamn dung heap. Would you help me out, please?
No, fend for yourself.
Fend for yourself, pal. Who are you? 506?
It's all that, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm 501.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, well, you can stay in your run, stinking dung heap.
There you are, you see. I think what you had there was a pretty faithful recreation of some of the rendezvous issues that 101st Airborne faced on the night of D-Day.
But it would just be so much harder to orientate yourself around here than it would in Breville Ridge
Yeah, absolutely.
and drop zone N.
Absolutely. And I think
And the point is that, you know, you can have all the maps in the world. If you don't know where you are on that map, the map is a complete waste of time.
I mean, if we are going to talk about Banner Brothers Easy Company, the famous action, we're a couple hundred metres from a Dick Winters statue.
Yeah.
And he is, because of the programme, his story is now sort of central to the way people talk about what 101st get up to.
Well,
on D-Day.
Generally what the Americans get up to.
What the Americans get up to. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because actually it means that people know about it. And it's the guns at Brecourt Manor that are in the second episode of Banner Brothers Day of Days.
Written by a friend of the show, John Howell.
Where they overpower a gun battery.
Yeah.
Or gun position, German gun position. And we're basically just over there, isn't it? Just over there.
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 You
Just
see how
behind us.
bad? I'm so disoriented. I thought it was over there.
No,
you see,
it's over there. It's over
one
there.
hedge is another one.
It's over there.
One man's hedge.
It's not very
is
far
another
away, and
man's-
it is quite fun. I don't think we can actually get on the land, but we can have a good look. We can. There's a sort of culvert that leads down to it, so you might be able to get down to that.
Okay.
But let's go and have a little explore.
But the point of that action is there's guns up here, Utah Beach down there.
Yep.
There's a determined effort to make sure that those guns don't control the beach, right? And 101st in their disarray is the wrong word because they've actually coped with their disarray, but in their sort of improvised state. Winters is part. Well, why is Winters in charge? It's because his company commander's gone amiss.
So his company commander's missing, and actually he's dead.
Right.
He's come down. He's one of the 23 Dakotas that gets
Shot down.
That gets shot down, and it's interesting because it comes down in a village. It's one of only 6 villages in all of France where they don't have a war memorial from the First World War.
Right.
And obviously every other village does because every other village lost someone.
Yeah, because it's 3 million or something
Right.
French casualties.
But this is one of the only 6 villages that doesn't have a First World War memorial. And now they do have a memorial because they have a memorial to that stick that
to
came
that
down.
stick that
Everyone
Dakota that
killed on
crashed.
site.
Everyone killed.
Yeah.
So that means Winters is in charge.
Yep.
And he's been, I don't like the word tasked, but I'm going to use it. He's been tasked,
He's been given the job.
given the job of dealing with these guns at Brecourt Manor.
Yeah.
And he puts a scratch.
Yeah, I think initially it's about 14 or 15 men, if I remember rightly. And they're not all from Easy Company. There's one from D Company, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. Dog.
Yeah. So anyway, off they go, and they kind of do a hasty. They move down this culvert from this farm. I mean, you know, the gathering point, this farm where they all gather first thing in the morning, is you know, it's like a third of a mile away.
Yeah.
It's you know, a few hundred yards. It's no distance at all. And they approach it down this hedge line, then realise there's this little sort of culvert that they can crawl upon. And then he kind of works out how to do it and sends guys around the back of the field. So it's you know, there's a square field and then there's another square field. And the 4 guns are behind the hedgerow that divides the two. So if you think of them as like 2 squares together, there and there, and they're coming round the back of it, and they get up and, you know, attack from a machine gun from one end, and then they attack from the other side. So they're attacking like that.
Yep.
And they just take 1 gun out at a time. But it takes them, you know, best part of a day to clear that whole site. I mean, they neuter the guns pretty quickly because there's no connecting trenches either. There's scrapes in the ground, but they've just been plonked there behind the hedge line. They're not. Right. There's not that trench system that there is in the TV.
In the TV program.
Yeah, but it's still a hell of an action.
Yeah. And those, well, and then tanks arrive.
They arrive sort of later in the afternoon in Silverdale.
Yeah. Because actually, people are coming up off Utah. It's worked.
Yeah.
And what's the German presence here? Because we've talked about the German presence at Omaha, like there being kind of 350 people at Omaha Beach.
Yeah, there's not very many at all. There's hardly any. There's the guy who actually is in charge of the strong point where 4th Infantry Division actually come ashore. He's actually an Eastern Front veteran.
Right.
But he's got, you know, it's hospitality and stuff. It's kind of conscripts there. And they're very, very under-equipped. There is one 88mm gun there.
Right.
And that gets taken out in pretty quick order. And they blast a hole through the dunes, which is the access point onto the beach to this day.
Yeah.
Done by American engineers, bulldozer, you know.
And that's that.
And that's it, and the tanks come off. But you need these, you know, you absolutely, because it's all been flooded behind.
Yeah.
So you've got the beach, you've got the dunes, and then you've got the kind of flooded area, and then it rises up to this ridge that we're on now.
Yeah.
But I think they have 43 dead in 4th Infantry Division, I think.
Yes, it's what happens after.
Yeah. God, they get absolutely slaughtered.
What follows is
absolutely shocking.
Is absolutely shocking.
Yeah, I think they get through 100. I think they get through 100% of their riflemen, rifle companies in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because through the Carentan Peninsula.
It's fighting through round here.
Yeah, it's just because they don't have any answers. They can't get the tanks up. They can't get the tanks over those banks. I mean, if you look at that bank there, you can absolutely see why that's a problem because it's not the hedgerow, it's the hedgerow growing out of the bank that's already there.
Well, and the bank is centuries of grown up hedgerow.
Well, I think they were originally made as you know, soil mounds and stone mounds covered in soil. Then the hedge is grown on top of it. So they were man-made mounds, and you just can't get through it in a Sherman tank because what happens is you get there and it just rises up like that, and it can't. It can't go forward enough. There's no momentum. That's the problem.